Well, friends, we come across many examination during our school days and college days, and most of these examinations test our knowledge and what we have acquired during our studies. But there are different types of examinations which we come across, such as competitive examinations. I mean, competitive examinations, they test something more than information or knowledge. Normally, in a competitive examination, what is tested is your comprehension, whether you have understood a particular concept or not. And another thing is that how you can apply that concept in your day-to-day life. Homi Bhabha Balvaidnyanik Spardha is that type of examination, which is conducted by Bombay Science Teachers Association, and it has 4 stages. All these 4 stages are of different types and needs different preparation. The first one is a typical written test where MCQs are asked, but these MCQs are not only based on information, but as I told you, they are based on your comprehension of the concepts as well as application of the concepts. Then in second stage, those students who get selected are asked to do some practical work, some experiments they have to perform, and they are not all typical recipe book experiments, but some of them are open-ended experiments where you will have to analyze the results, inferences, you have to draw inferences and so on. Then the third stage is you are supposed to do a project. In project work, you have to select a problem based on the given theme, and then you have to collect information by interviewing people, designing experiments, performing those experiments, and then you have to present results of your project to the examiners. And the fourth stage is interview stage, where your personality is also tested. At the same time, it is tested whether you yourself has done all the work by understanding all the concepts in the project or whatever work you have done. So this Homi Bhabha Balvaidnyanik competition is in a way preparation for many other competitive examinations you would be facing. And in all these 4 stages, you have to apply different skills. And as I told you initially, that your comprehension and application is most important, and for that you need certain training. For example, in your class 6 science textbook or in class 9 science textbook, you will find lot of content divided into physics, chemistry, biology, environmental science, etc. Now these concepts are explained there in the textbooks. Certain attributes, properties are given, and you are not supposed to memorize them. You are supposed to understand these concepts and give a thought to it. For example, just we all use this scale for measuring length. Now measurement is concept, and when you measure length using such scale, every measuring instrument has least count. For example, this measuring scale has least count of 1 millimeter or 0.1 centimeter. Then I know that the least count is say 1 millimeter. And suppose if question is asked like this, that a certain child measured length of a segment, and the length of segment is 6.73 centimeter, and this type of scale is used, then what is wrong in this? No, wrong is that 6.73 centimeter cannot be measured using this scale, because the least count itself is only 0.1 centimeter or 1 millimeter. So you cannot go beyond 1 millimeter, or you cannot measure smaller part than 1 millimeter using this measuring scale. So this is understanding of the concept of least count. So such type of questions can be asked in these examinations. For example, let's have another small experiment. Suppose we learn density, we learn Archimedes principle, or what is floating, and which objects float and which objects submerged in water. So suppose if I take a very simple experiment. It's very common experiment. And suppose if we pour say water in this beaker, and we fill it completely so that certain amount of water is flown out of the beaker, and now the water is steady. Now I have a piece of ice with me, and so this is an ice cube, and if I drop this ice cube in this water, then what will happen? Perhaps the book gives information that yes, water, this ice floats on water because its density is less than the density of water. So suppose if I really drop it, what happens? Let's see. And you will find that the ice cube has started floating on the surface of this water. Now we know that this ice cube is going to melt now, and when it is melting, it means that certain water, which is because of the melting of ice, is added to the water in the beaker. Now the question can be asked, what will happen to the level of this water? Whether this level will increase and hence some water will spill out, or the level will go down, or the level will remain same. Now this is application of what you have learnt in topic like density or floating or Archimedes principle. So see, the information is same, but whether you have really comprehended, whether you can apply it to day-to-day life. For example, in class 6 we learn simple machines. We know that this is a pair of scissors, and this is a simple machine. We know this is a lever, and this is the load arm, and this is the load arm, and this is the effort arm, and this is the fulcrum. Now what type of lever this is? Now in book they have given information, they have given definition, but unless you try out such gadgets which are simple machines. For example, this is another simple machine which we use for cutting wires. This is a wire cutter, and wire cutter is slightly different than this pair of scissors. So there is a spring involved in it, and then perhaps you have to use some effort, and you have to cut a wire, so a metallic wire. So naturally you need more force to apply, but it they have made certain arrangement of spring in such a way that by even minimum force you can cut a metallic wire. So these things are very, very important, that how you are applying. For example, we learn chemical change and physical change. Now you can see here there is a copper sulfate solution, and if I say add a nail, iron nail, let's see what happens. So if I add it, and then something happens there, you cannot see it, but there is some change that is occurring in the nail, and after some time you will find that the color of the nail changes. This is iron nail, so this iron nail, its color becomes brown after some time. It becomes like this. This is the brown color you can see, which is deposited on iron nail. Now this is because of the copper which is there in this copper sulfate solution, and this copper is depositing over iron nail. It means that iron is displacing copper from copper sulfate solution. Now this is a chemical change. Now again question comes in mind whether this change is reversible, whether it can be the other way also, whether iron can displace copper or copper displaces iron, what exactly happens, are there any other elements? So all this you have to think while preparing for the examinations like this competitive examination, and we are trying it on our competeprabodhiniway.com website to give many such video lectures, and also many tests which will involve really the questions, MCQs based on comprehension application, analysis, synthesis. So these are all higher order thinking skills, and higher order thinking skills are normally tested in all these competitive examinations. So you go for this website and see how useful such website will be for your preparation for Homi Bhabha Balvaidnyanik competition.